One of the toughest issues for you as a parent to handle is when the school teacher ill-treats or bullies your kid. That is when it becomes a nightmare for your kid to even go to the school. And their confidence goes to a low and they become stressed a lot. When the teacher is a bully, it means the teacher targets a kid and continuously abuses that kid, yells at the kid, and ill treats that kid almost on a daily basis. So, under such circumstances, most of the kids are clueless as to how to handle this situation. So, generally, what they do is they approach their parents. But there again, we have a problem. Most of the parents too are not aware to handle the situation in the correct way. Some of the parents ignore their kids and the poor kids suffer a lot. And some of the parents overreact to the situation and they end up fighting with the school authorities. So, what is the balanced way to handle this situation? I am going to share a 9-step process for you to handle the situation in a wise manner. Step number 1 is whenever your child comes to you with a complaint like this, please do not ignore. Talk to them, listen to them, and understand their problem wholeheartedly. So your kids will understand that you are listening to them. Step number 2 is after listening to your kid, you have to assess the genuinity of the problem that has been reported by your kid. How to do that? A very simple way to do that is you need to talk to your kids' classmates and their parents. When you do that, it will give you a holistic view of the daily happenings in the class. It will also give you a view about the attitude of the teacher and the attitude of your kids too. This will give a lot of information for you to assess the genuinity of the problem. Step number 3 is once you are convinced that this is a genuine problem that your kid is facing, it is important for you to document the different incidents with a date and time. You need to document the exact way as to how your kid has been ill treated in the class. This will be very handy, and I will come to that part as we move on. Step number 4 is you need to really talk to your kid again and make sure that you are there to help him and solve the problem. And this will be a real boost to your kid, and this will help him to cheer up. Step number 5 is you need to talk to the teacher in person. And remember, you are there not to vent your anger on the teacher, but to solve the problem. One of the best way to start the conversation is by appreciating the teacher. Yes, you need to find reasons to appreciate the teacher. The teacher will feel that you are there to really find a solution to the problem, and that will set a strong basement for your communication with the teacher. Step number 6, convey the problem to the teacher that your child has been facing and wait for the teacher's response. Again, while explaining the problem, do not let your emotions go out of your control. Step number 7, your teacher may or may not accept after you explaining the problem. So if they are not accepting, now it is time for you to use your documentation. This comes in handy a lot at this point of time. So you have to explain the incident one by one with the date and the time. And when you're explaining the incident, you have to be to the point. You should not exaggerate things or you should not cut down things. You have to be plain and you can put it black and white as to what had happened. When you do this, the teacher will see you as a shrewd, smart, and meticulous parent. So in most of the cases, the teacher will have no other choice than to accept. Step number 8, when you find signs or symptoms of the teacher accepting their act or realizing their act, it is time now for you to make the teacher feel comfortable. Yes, you need to empathize with the teacher. You can do that by talking about the difficulty that a teacher faces in handling a class. When you do that, when you do that, it will be an engaging conversation with the teacher. The teacher understands that you are actually trying to understand the problem even from the teacher's point of view and you're trying to find a solution. and not to blame the teacher. So this will make the teacher comfortable, and this will also motivate the teacher to come towards solving the problem rather than defending the problem. During this time, it is very important to tell the teacher that this discussion between you and the teacher should be kept confidential. You need to convey to the teacher that even your kid will not be aware of this discussion between you and the teacher. So this will give a real comfort feel to the teacher as well. So once you're done with this, you have to close the conversation on a very positive note. That's it. You have to follow again with the children the daily happenings of the school. You will find that your kid enjoys an amazing session at the schools, and you will find your kid's happiness come back, and your kid will start to enjoy going to school again. Step number 9, if you still feel the teacher is still not accepting and you are not finding a solution, it is time for you to take this problem to the next level of the school authorities. That's it. That's the 9-step process that you need to follow. Believe me, in 95% of the cases, you will find a solution at the teacher's level itself after your engaging conversation with the teacher. And it is in your hands to make the teacher feel that they are the second parent to your kid. What's your view on this issue? I would love to know your real-time experiences on this issue in particular, and I would love to respond back to you with my comments as well. To know more about parenting tips, watch my video on how to cultivate responsibility with your kids, and to watch all of my other videos, just hit this link. I will see you soon in my next video. Until then, God bless you. Bye-bye.